Hey, my name's Jake Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about what property markets are actually doing well in today's market. You see, it's so easy to say the property market's struggling, but you're always going to get pockets that are still selling. They are still moving stock, and they can be moving quite quickly, which you're going to see in this video. So in this video, I want to talk about exactly the best areas to invest at the moment, or if you want to sell a property in those areas, how quick you could expect to sell that property if you price it at the right level. So before we jump into this, if you're new around here and you haven't done before, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We've just hit 51,000 subscribers, and by subscribing, you'll get all the latest house price news, interest rate news, property investing tips, and much, much more. And let's get some views on this video. Your part in this is really simple. All you need to do is smash like, tick or like, do something to that like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that really has helped the channel grow. So thanks to everybody that takes a minute to do that. So the market's slow. We know that. We had a very busy start to the year. 500,000 transactions done between January, February and March. And normally the property market does about 1.1 million sales. So to have nearly half of that happening in the first quarter was busy. But then it slowed down because stamp duty increased. There's a lot of uncertainty now. It's not so much the stamp duty shock. It's now what's going to happen in the budget. Are you going to change stamp duty again? Are you going to have a property tax, a mansion tax? What's going on? It's a real slowdown in the market due to that. And so right now, lots of areas are struggling, particularly London, where we talked about last week, 26 properties, new build properties selling in June. And in May, it was only 19. So it's crazy. So where is doing well? Well, these are the best 5 areas that I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to tell you how many days they take to sell as well. So the first place here is called Gosforth, which is in Newcastle. And so in Newcastle, it seems like it's quite a hot market at the moment. Sorry, that's cut off. Had to move a lot around here today. We've got a lot of building work happening in the office. But in Gosforth, how quickly are properties selling? They're selling in 39 days there. So this is Newcastle. That's not bad, is it? That's pretty quick, and shows lots of people are interested in investing and buying properties to live in, and for maybe buy-to-lets as well. So that's interesting to see how that's going. Next is the 4th most popular place is Carlisle in Cumbria. And so in Carlisle, it's a little bit quicker, not much. It's 37 days to sell a property. So that's a fairly busy market. That's what you want. And you can be confident if you price well that you'll do quite well there. Next is Runcorn in Cheshire. I want to go through with you as well in this where the slowest places are, because I think that's interesting to know. Now, just to be clear, 37 days doesn't mean that you got an offer you completed. It means that you've just started the sales process with the solicitors. Just to be clear, it means it's taken off of Rightmove and off the market. So all the estate agent stuff is done. So in Runcorn in Cheshire, it's 34 days, which is quick. That's quick. No property slowdown there. Next is Wallsend, and that's in Tyne and Wear. And in Wallsend, there you're hoping, well, the average time is only 30 days. It only takes 30 days to sell a property, so that's really good there. And the fastest place in the UK at the moment to sell a property is in Newcastle again. It's in Heaton, and in Heaton, it's only taking 26 days to sell a property. That's quick. That is quick. And so if you've got a property there, you know that that is still pretty much a red hot market. Estate agents will be delighted with what's happening up there. Let's talk about how it's going in the opposite direction. And so let's have a look here. So the opposite in the slowest The fifth worst place at the moment is Boston, and Boston is in Lincolnshire, and that takes 93 days to get your offer sorted and get the property off the market and get into the legals. So that's not very quick at all. Next is Acomb in Yorkshire, which is interesting because some areas of Yorkshire are smashing it and doing really, really well. But this is not doing so well there. It also takes 93 days to sell a property in Acomb. Next, Torquay. And so in Torquay, in Devon, it takes an average of 95 days to sell. Now, that does stack up to what we've been talking about on the channel recently. These coastal areas in the southwest are struggling because a lot of people have them as second homes. Some of those properties, if you have it as a second home, you've got double council tax now. And there's more people exiting the market than going into the market. So prices are going down in those areas and it's taking a long time to sell. So not great there, 95 days to sell. Next is Paignton, which is also in Devon. And so in Paignton, it's a slow market. It's 97 days to sell a property in Paignton. Really slow. That's not great what we want to see either. But there's somewhere where it's much slower than all of these. And that's also in the southwest. So clearly the southwest is in a bit of a nightmare situation there. And that's St Austell in Cornwall. And in St Austell, it takes 101 days to get your property sold, to get it into the legal process. So if you think about it, when you add on the mortgage, the searches, all the valuers and all that kind of stuff, it's going to take you half a year to sell a property on average there. So if you want to sell in these areas here, you're going to have to be really, really competitive in that market, or you're just going to get nowhere at all. So really interesting to see. Look, there are some really good markets still, mostly up north, and the coastal places near the beach, the southwest, that's the slowest. And that does marry up to all the data that we've had released over the last 6 or so months. They've all said southwest is going down and struggling, and that matches up, and the north is doing okay. So interesting data. Let me know what you think about this data, or is there any areas that you think houses are moving fast or slow? Do let us know in the comments. It'd be interesting to know, because so many of you watch this channel. Where are you from? Tell me that. Where are you from? Because I know a lot of you comment every single day, and I really appreciate that. Where are you from? And what's your local property market like? It'd be interesting to see some data on that. So do comment below on that. And make sure you do join the VIP list for the Property Accelerator. Loads of you have enrolled. A lot of familiar faces that comment every day have enrolled. So thank you to all of those that have invested into the Property Accelerator. To get the VIP list, the best pricing, you have to join the VIP list. That's simple. You click in the description, you click in the first comment, you fill in your details, and then you get an email with basically exactly what we're offering and how it all works out. So do go and check that out. That is the best price. It's going to be cheaper than the Black Friday price as well. Do make sure you check that out before we launch it to everyone on Monday. Do check out everything else as well on this channel, including this video right here.